Hi Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your February 2020 full moon reading for you. Now, this full moon will last from February 9th to March 9th, so from full moon to full moon. If this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. So let's dive right in. Excuse me. Now, Capricorn, and see what this moon has in store for you. I'm going to be moving the Moonology cards and the Queen of the Moon cards over to the side. These will be used at the end, layered on top of the tarot to really let Luna speak for herself. Let's see, we can do this better. Okay, there we go. And now let's see what the tarot has to say. And then I'm going to get into everything about this moon. I have everything all set up here. So I will tell you that story of the moon, in just a minute. So let's see now. How will the February 2020 full moon affect Capricorn? How will the February 2020 full moon affect Capricorn? How will the February 2020 full moon affect Capricorn? How will the February 2020 full moon affect Capricorn? How will the February 2020 full moon affect Capricorn? How will the February 2020 full moon affect Capricorn? How will the February 2020 full moon affect Capricorn? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Fantastic. Okay. So at the heart of everything, we have the Six of Wands, crowned by the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, wow. It brings great change. And the Fool. Yes. Oh, that's awesome, Capricorn. Then we have an Earth sign energy right here. So this is you. You can also be a Taurus or a Virgo, but you're shining through really strongly here. You have the Lover's card. Love coming into your life, most definitely what you're passionate about, moving you forward. But this is also a Gemini energy, May 21st to June 20th. Then we have the Nine of Wands, the Ten of Swords. We have the Ten of Wands, so a completion of a cycle, most definitely with the repeat of the number 10. The Wheel of Fortune is also the 10th card. Yeah, so you have 10 3 times. So this is very much saying that there's an embrace. Yeah, there's an embrace of an ending here, of a new beginning, of a new start, moving you forward, an end of a cycle. It has to do with your passion, what you're moving forward with, and your mind, what has been holding you back within your thoughts, within yourself. And then we have the Well. Now this deck has 2 extra cards in it. It's the Well and the Artist. So here you're drinking from the well of inspiration, which is absolutely brilliant and beautiful for you. So let's talk about this moon for just a moment. This is a full moon, of course. We're starting with the full moon in February, and this full moon is in Leo. So this says, do not let pride get in your way. Step back from pride, step back from ego, because this is a time where you surrender to the divine and you embrace your power. This is also a time of embracing your majesty, of stepping into the power that divinity, there we go, has given you. And you are going to be like the Queen of Pentacles during this time. You are going to be prosperous, bountiful, have money coming into your life, or what you value as much as money coming into your life, and planting seeds to keep on growing that wealth, keep on growing that prosperity, keep on moving yourself forward. But as you surrender to the divine, you find that you are moving away from shame. You are reclaiming the energy that you have given to others, and also that people have stolen from you. And as you move away from shame and you move away from jealousy, and I know these are words that we're not supposed to talk about. You know, nobody is supposed to feel shame. Everybody is always supposed to be content with their lives, so nobody's supposed to be jealous. So they're kind of taboo topics that this moon is going to bring up within you, where you're sitting there and you're saying, how do I want to move forward? Where is it that I want to be? What is it that I hold heavy on my heart that can't move me forward, that I am sitting in and doubting and looking at? So as you are moving forward, you're going to find that this moon brings a new cycle forward, but it also brings a beginner's mind. And that's where the porcupine spirit comes in, because I always thought the grammar of this card was interesting. It says time for beginner mind, and that is actually a Buddhist statement, where the beginner mind is a sense of coming out of a rut, of seeing things with new eyes, of coming out of a winter and embracing a spring, but it's also coming out of a time of incubation. So if you are in the southern hemisphere and you're going to be going into winter, this is saying that you are incubating what it is that you desire. It's also coming out of the time of incubation, it's saying here that there's still going to be more that you have to develop. And it doesn't have to mean that you just have to be in the southern hemisphere to be developing more. It does mean that as you look at things, you're going to be seeing things in a new light, in a new way. So there's going to be more that you want to develop, more that you want to bring forward. And it doesn't matter where you are located. This beginner's mind is looking at things with new light, with new intentions, with stepping back and regaining your spark of inspiration. As you do so, okay, you are empowered, but there comes a purity of purpose and intention, because this is the snow moon. And as you embrace the snow moon, you see everything kind of whitewashed. And it doesn't mean that everything has to be pure and perfect, with the color of white, but it can also be that you mourn. Like, the color of white also means mourning. So you can mourn the past, you can mourn what has to be covered up. And with whitewashing, you paint over, or let's say you're painting a house and you have really dark colored walls, right? You paint over it with white, so then you can paint over it with whatever color you want, even if it's another really dark color, just so that other color doesn't shine through. So what you're doing here is you are giving yourself a blank canvas for which to work on, for which to develop. And as you do so, the energy of Rhiannon, and why this is so important is because this moon really makes me think of Rhiannon, the Welsh goddess of horses, of kings, and there's a sense here of the land, there's a sense here of you reclaiming your throne. Because Rhiannon, even though she was a goddess, even though she was a fae, even though she was this part of a higher power, she married a mortal man, and she was treated like a mortal woman. And what happened is she was an outsider, right? So she was a fae, she was an other, and the king married her. The King of Wales married her. And it took them a while to have children. And what happened is that when she had their son, the son was stolen away, because she was the goddess of horses. And the monster stole the greatest horse in the lands, the greatest colt to be born. So he always stole the horse of a neighboring kingdom. So he stole her son, because she's the goddess of horses. And then he goes over to the neighboring kingdom to steal their colt. But the king is sitting up. He's like, I can't entrust this to anybody else. This is too important. He sits up with a crossbow. No, not with a crossbow. That's not time appropriate. With a longbow. And he then shoots at the monster that comes in. And he winds up saving his colt, saving his baby horse, and saving the baby. And he looks at the baby boy, and he's like, wow, my wife and I always wanted a baby boy. So he takes the boy, raises him as his own. Meanwhile, Rhiannon is found with blood smeared all over her, because the nursemaids look at the empty bassinet and go, wow, we can't have this, because we're all going to die just because her baby was stolen, because they were supposed to be watching. And so they smear her with blood, they sprinkle bones throughout her bed, and they say she ate her baby. And she says, no, I didn't. And they say, well, we can't trust you. You're an other. You're not from here. We don't like you. So the king looks at her and says, well, I love you. I'm not going to kill you. So I'm going to punish you. I'm going to banish you from the kingdom for 7 years. But I'm not going to banish you in a way that you have to leave. You're just going to be a pauper. And you're going to sit outside. You're going to sit outside as a peasant, as, in lowly rags for 7 years, telling people the story of what you did. And also, if anybody needs a ride on your back, because you're the goddess of horses, you have to give them a ride on your back, like a horse. So she's in rags. She's living in front of her home. She doesn't have her son. Everybody thinks she's a murderess. She has to tell everybody that she is. And she lives that way for years. Now, her son is being raised in another kingdom. And what happens is the son grows super fast. He looks just like the King of Wales. And so the king is like, whoa, I know who your father is, and I know who your mother is, because only somebody with fey blood would grow this fast, and you look just like your dad. So he sends him back to the king, and Rhiannon is reinstated on her throne. She has handled her banishment with dignity and respect and integrity of self. And she reclaims her throne, and then her son becomes king shortly after that, because the other king dies. And so here, with her story, with her pain, with her struggle, with her disappointments in life, okay, that is what this moon brings up. It brings up the fact that you were wrongfully sent away from your kingdom, sent away from your throne, made to look at your prosperity. And it's not to the extent of Rhiannon, of course, but it is to the extent of hardships and pain being very much a part of you. And so as you look at things, Rhiannon tells you to handle things with dignity and respect, to see the passion, the creativity, the power that has come to you and through you because of the hardships that you have been through. And you will reclaim your throne. You will reclaim your voice. You are reclaiming your power. As you do so, be mindful, oh goodness, with this moon of 11:08 a.m. 11:08 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is the time where the void of course happens. Now, this is the only time the void of course happens during the full moons that we will be talking about and the new moon. But be mindful, there are many more void of courses to come up. So you can Google that if you want to for February. If you feel like this is going to be very intense for you, I actually don't see it as being so intense. I see it as, Capricorn, you're not going to be, what you think will happen with the decisions that you make during this time are going to be the opposite. All right. So I would highly recommend not making any really big decisions during this time, but also know that it doesn't seem like anything really intense or bad is going to happen. But 11:08 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is the time of the void of course. So I would highly recommend of either clearing out all of 11 o'clock, not making any really big decisions, or from 10:30 to 11:30, not making any really big decisions. You'll feel the time when which one is right for you. But during this time, you're going to find that what you think will happen is going to be exactly the opposite of what does happen. And it's going to be frustrating because you are going to have put in time, effort, and energy into the situation, and it's not going to come up. And it's not going to be moving forward the way that you thought it would be and the way that it needs to be. So just be mindful of that. Also, with any conversations that you have, this will be a time where miscommunication is actually going to be key to the whole entire thing. You might find that you have hardships, you butt heads with people, and that's going to be because of miscommunication. Right? Yeah, that's what 11:08 a.m. is really going to bring to the situation. Miscommunication that leads to confusion. And that's Eastern Standard Time. And that's in the morning. So we have the void of course. We went through that. And then we have the new moon. Now, the new moon is on February 23rd. This brings you to a new start. This brings you to a beginning. You're coming out of that winter. You're going into the spring. You're seeing your ideas start to come to life, but you're also going to be incubating new ideas. You're going to be having those ideas in the womb. You're going to be looking at things in a new way. And this new moon is in Aquarius. And this means that you bring love to the situation, into the situation. So you're really listening, Capricorn, to what your heart desires. Now, this can be a bit different because you're going to want to be really logical, really down to earth with things. But if you do not listen to your heart, if you only listen to facts, things are going to get muddied up, especially around the new moon. You're going to find that, yeah, again, it's going to be miscommunications. It's going to be a sense of what you truly desire not really coming to fruition. So here, during this time, remember to come from the heart, because that is going to be your most powerful key. And that's actually going to be where you get a lot of people on your side. You get a lot of people seeing your vision and what you truly want, which is really going to impact you when you move to the full moon in Virgo. And the full moon in Virgo says you are good enough, which can sound condescending, but it's not. It's saying you're good enough as is. So as you bring love into the situation, as you bring your heart into the situation, you are going to find that you are set free. And what you see is that you don't need to accumulate more and more and more. You're going to see yourself stabilize, steady, moving forward in love, moving forward, looking at yourself and saying, I got this. And really, truly believing it in yourself. Not thinking, okay, I need this, I need that. Because remember, we're a consumer society. And the reason why we are a consumer society is because if you buy this, you will be better, you will be prettier, you will be wealthier, you will be this, you will be that. And all these promises are made. But what they don't tell you is that they can't change the inner you, the way that you look at things. And so the more you buy and the worse you feel about yourself, the more you'll buy. And then it's just a vicious cycle. So here with the Virgo full moon, you see that you are good enough. And there's a power, there's a focus that comes over you. There's a passion that leads you forward. And you know where you stand. You know what your heart wants. And this leads you to knowing that you are never alone, because it leads you to the spirit animal in February being the otter. And this says you are never alone. This leads you to knowing that spirit is with you, divinity is with you. You know, you are connected to something so much more powerful than you could ever imagine. And it leads you to understanding this beginner's mindset, this beginner's way of looking at things with new eyes, with new passions, with new interpretations, which moves you to the March spirit guide animals of the wolf spirit and the whale, where you turn knowledge into wisdom, all right? And you trust in the greater mysteries. You trust that there are just some things that you will never understand, you will never fully comprehend, and those mysteries actually empower you. There's a sense of, I surrender to the secrets. And as you surrender to the secrets, as you surrender to the passion of the way that you move forward, of who you are developing into and how you are embracing yourself, you will find that this is a time where you start seeing yourself embracing your majesty, embracing power, finding your truth, because you're letting go. You're letting go of what everybody else wants you. And that's why you're completing the cycle here. You're letting go of what society has said you are supposed to do. You're letting go of what other people want you to do. And as you do so, you move forward in victory. You move forward in victory and passion and creativity. Grounding elements during this time are going to be very important to you, because you do have the sense, and I know I'm jumping, you do have the sense of planting seeds and creating a harvest and being very, very close to the earth. Yes, you are an earth sign energy, so you're close to the earth anyway. But for February 9th, the color is amber. For March 9th, the color is lavender. I see a piece of amber being very important to you, but it's not just a piece of amber. It is the lifeblood of the tree. All right? So as you embrace this lifeblood, you're going to see that it empowers your roots. It empowers your heart. You feel a greater connection with what you are developing. So if you can carry a piece of amber on you or have a piece of jewelry with amber on it, that is going to be absolutely important, because it's going to be this grounding, stabilizing factor. All right? With lavender, a lavender plant, and have it from February forward. All right, if it's something, this would be a fantastic thing for you to have the lavender plant inside, nurture it, have it grow. In the summer, plant it. In the summer, plant it, because you're going to see beauty growing and moving forward. Now, if you don't like lavender, or if you're allergic to lavender, you can have a color, lavender color. Just that would be fine, just to have that sense of calming and grounding. You can have a dried piece of lavender if you just don't like the scent. But there is something here, or lavender and amber, that could be beautiful, a beautiful combination, like getting a little ring or something like that. I just said, Spirit just said, don't consume, like don't be a consumer, and I just told you to buy something, so I think that's funny. But it's going to be something like that moves you forward, that really helps you stay grounded, that helps you stay stabilized and centered. And it moves you forward in victory. And you start looking at yourself not as somebody who has so much to overcome, but as a victorious, prosperous person. And then this leads you to the 7 of Wands. And I love this progression from the 6 to the 7. And as you move forward in victory, you're like, yes, I got this. And then you're going to think, oh my gosh, I have to defend myself. I have to defend my prosperity. I have to defend where I stand and why I stand here and what I'm doing and how I'm moving forward. And it becomes a bit much. All right. And here, what Spirit is saying is that you're not rolling over and playing dead. You are absolutely embracing your prosperity. You're embracing what you love. You're embracing the way that you want to move forward. And as you embrace this, you stand your ground. But you also are not going to get everybody to be on your side. They're going to look at you and be like, Capricorn, what the heck are you doing? You should be like this, or you should be like that, or you should do this, and you should do that. And everybody has their opinion, and everybody has their way of doing everything. I mean, and enough is enough. You embrace your power. You embrace your truth. You embrace your momentum to move forward. And you don't have to defend yourself. You just don't roll over and play dead. You sit there and you say, this is my life. I'm the main actor. I'm the main player in this whole entire game of my existence. And I am not going to dictate myself because of you. I am not going to sit there and hide myself because of X, Y, and Z. I'm embracing my successes, my pride, my dignity, and I move forward. And this really does. It changes the game for you. And you have the Wheel of Fortune here. And the Wheel of Fortune is saying life is doing a 180. You have your highs, you have your lows, you have your lefts, you have your rights, and you're going to think sometimes like, what the heck is going on here? This is too much. And Spirit is saying, no, it isn't. It's a change. It's a purge. It's a moving forward towards your dreams. It's the release of that shame, of that ego, of that sense of, I have to be like everybody else, or, I have to be like this, or I have to be like that. You're seeing that you just simply have to be you. And as you let yourself shine through, things start to change. And in a really great way. It might not feel that great at the very beginning, because it's going to be hard, and then you're going to have, stuff thrown at you where, Spirit... It's not Spirit that's testing you. It's the negativity of the earth that's testing you. It's the baseline that everybody vibrates at, right? That most people vibrate at. And you're going up here. Capricorn. You're changing the game. You're like, no, I want to live my life, my power, my truth, and I don't want to be down here. I don't want to be a base person. I don't want to be only worried about, simply surviving. I want to thrive, and you start thriving because this becomes your goal. And as you move forward, you have felt like you've carried so much because you have. This is also saying, do not carry other people's burdens for them, other people's life lessons, right? You're going to have a tendency to want to do this, to make them happy, to help you move forward, everything like that. You're going to think, oh, I can take on extra, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do that. And Spirit is saying, stop. Spirit is saying, stop and look at what you need to move forward. Stop taking on extra. And it's time to put down what you have been carrying. It's time to see your passion, your creativity, your desires of what you want on this earthly plane and making them come true. This is also going to be a highly active moon for you. This is a time where you start seeing things in a new light, just as the beginner's mind says. And as you see things in a new light, you're going to find you have new insight, especially around the new moon on February 23rd. You're going to see yourself, looking at relationships differently. You're going to see yourself having new insights with money and with the understanding of your wealth. And you're going to find that you can visualize a future. Now, if you're having trouble visualizing the future that you want, the way that you want to move forward, keep a notebook. Just write down what you desire. And then write down what comes into your mind when you think about it. When you are sitting there and you're saying, okay, I want to be happy. What does happiness look like? What does happiness look like? Is it being like everybody else? Is it having a fancy car? Or is it waking up each day with a smile on your face? Is it, embracing laughter, playing with your kids, or, just going out and having fun if you don't have kids, or, whatever. You're really sitting there and you're looking at your life and you're saying, what is important to me? Not how much money can I have in my bank account, because although having money in your bank account, fantastic, right? Wealth is important. Money is important. But it is statistically proven that once you are able to pay all your bills and live without trauma drama coming at you, okay, your happiness doesn't increase. Yes, you can buy a bigger house, which means more bills and stuff like that. But if you have things being so that you can accomplish the goals, okay, and you look at what needs to be done and you can accomplish things, and then you can start saving, you will feel more secure, you will feel more prosperous, and you will start moving forward better. And you will start embracing that prosperity towards what you love. Because this time is saying, Spirit is pretty much saying, if it doesn't make you smile, reconsider it. Now, I know that's a intense thing to say, because your work might not make you smile, and your relationship might be going through a hard time, or your studies might be going through a hard time. So this isn't saying only do what you love. This is saying remember why you love it. Remember why you're there. Is it for the paycheck? Are you working towards something more? Or are you working towards retirement? Do you want a good pension? These are all very valid things. So look at the passion, look at the love, because I know the Lover's card and you're thinking, oh my gosh, this is passion, this is sex, this is everything being great, this is a romantic relationship. And it can be your passion really coming forward because you're really focusing on what you want. You're really focusing on how you want to move things, and you're really in tune with the emotional energy of people around you, Capricorn, which is fantastic, which strengthens the relationships that you have, especially during the new moon. You're going to be looking at things anew, but you're also going to be inspired. You are going to be inspired to move towards what you love, to move towards what you desire, where it is that you want to be, what you're looking towards, what you're looking for. There we go. And as you embrace this truth, as you embrace this passion, okay, new ideas are going to start to come to you. You're going to find that you really connect with your heart. And that is so important because Capricorn, you are practical, your sign, practical, down to earth. You plant, you reap the harvest, kind of like think of it as a farmer, okay? You plant the harvest, you know what to do, but sometimes life, brings too much rain, it brings too much this, too much sun, not enough sun, and things can get harried, things can get mucky. And so as you're looking at things, here, you're finding inspiration coming to you. And as you are finding that inspiration, you're finding your heart soar. And it's like the sun is around you, the sun is shining on you, which warms the earth, which has you embracing your prosperity, which has you moving forward. And as you embrace this Lover's card, this is the air. So you are an earth sign. The air molds the earth. the earth molds the air. The air has to go around mountains. Yes, it can wear them down over time, but still you have this beautiful relationship. Right? And that's what you're going to find. You're going to find your mind. You're going to find the way that you look at things, the way that you are inspired by things, the way that you embrace your heart. All right? The way you look at what you love, the way you are in contact with your emotions, and you say, what do I feel about this? And it's not saying that you have to be like, oh, okay, well, I feel this, that, and that, and emotions only become the truth. You're very grounded. You're very stabilized, okay? You're moving forward in a very stable way, in a very secure way. And so when you check into your heart and you say, what do my emotions want? You're drinking from the well of inspiration, and you move more and more towards what you love, what you're passionate about, what you desire creating. And as you do so, right, you have here, and you have the repeat of the number 6. So this is taking care of yourself. This is being inspired. This is nurturing and caring. And as you do so, you're going to see that the words of others don't have the same power they once did. And you're going to find that as you move forward, you're not moving forward to please everybody else. You're moving forward, creating this wall and saying, what do I want? What do I desire? What do I need? And think of this as not just a wall, but trees. All right, and they filter out the negativity. They filter out the harshness of other people. And as you filter out the negativity of others, the despair of others, not that because people are sharing with you their wisdom, but their wisdom also comes from their fear. Their wisdom comes from heartbreaks and pains and disappointments that they've had. It doesn't mean that you will have the same thing, but it does mean that you have to look at things logically and profoundly and very down to earthly, which is what you're absolutely fantastic at, which will move you to being the Queen of Pentacles, prosperous, successful, planting and reaping a harvest, being inspired, nurturing what it is that you desire. And as you do so, you find that you don't need to defend yourself. You don't need to sit there and be like, okay, it has to be like this or it has to be like that. You move forward in complete and utter inspiration. You move forward towards something beautiful, and you see that the overkill is over. The sense of, now, for me, 2019, that was a 10 of Swords year. That was a time where it was overwhelming. It was, it was an end of a cycle, but it also shoved everything in your face and was like, well, what are you going to do about it? You're looking at it like, what the heck? This was supposed to be a year of rebirth and rejoice, and it was. It was a year leading up to rebirth and rejoice, but having you muck out the stables, take out everything that wasn't necessary, and look at things anew. And so you have that energy coming here with this moon because you're looking at shame, you're looking at jealousy, you're looking at all the things that in our society we're supposed to hide away in the closet and say, oh, I don't have these, I'm perfect. And again, perfection is a lie. So as you're looking at these things, you see that your mind is overwhelmed. You see that you're questioning and you're seeking and you're looking. And as you question, you seek, you look, you find something beautiful. And you find a way to start on the journey of what you desire and where it is that you want to be. You start moving forward. You take a leap of faith. And as you take this leap of faith on yourself and to yourself without letting your mind get in the way, without letting yourself, always second guess, you're going to find that you're inspired. You move forward, and you move forward in passion and inspiration. You start a new drive, a new way of being. And as you do so, let's see what your moon has to say. Let's see how Luna describes this to you. Because as you do so, I see a sense of power and purity and claiming of your throne and knowing what you truly love and where you truly want to be. So how will the February 2020 full moon affect Capricorn? How will the February 2020 full moon affect Capricorn? How will the February 2020 full moon affect Capricorn? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Fantastic. Yeah. How will the February 2020 full moon affect Capricorn? How will the February 2020 full moon affect Capricorn? How will the February 2020 full moon affect Capricorn? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Oh yeah, you have the repeat of the Leo here. You have Leo new moon showing up. Same with the inspiration of the Leo, not the same, but playing off of the inspiration of the Leo full moon. And so this moon is astoundingly important to you and astoundingly beneficial. Change is coming. Change is coming as you move forward in victory and success. And you can see here that you change the world with this with the change that is coming. This is you changing the world. This is you changing your perception and moving forward in your power, in your truth. As you do so, you have the fixed moon. You hold your vision. You hold your vision. You defend yourself. But it is also saying here, do not waste your power. Okay? Do not waste the prosperity of you defending yourself against everybody else. Okay? This is a time where you hold your vision. You stand your ground. You know your truth. But don't try to convert everybody to your cause. Okay? Because it's just not going to work. Stand your ground. Know your power. And keep on moving forward in your grace and in your blessings, because you are going to be unstoppable. But it's going to come because your energy is focused on you and your heart. And as you move forward, you have faith. You have absolute faith in yourself. And I love this card. It's so beautiful with the woman and the pregnant belly being the earth. You have faith in yourself and you find yourself inspired as everything changes. And as you move forward, graced and blessed. And it leads you to the fact that confidence is key as you put down your burden. It leads you to a place of confidence. It leads you to a place of power. And this is key for your development. Okay, this is key for you moving forward. And the tricky thing, Capricorn, is going to be not having confidence turn into ego and turn into pride. That's always the trick. So here, you're hungry. You are hungry for the love, for the success, for the bounty that is coming in your life. There's also something here, because this is the wolf moon. And in December, there we go. I was like, what month was before this? December, the full moon in December was the wolf moon. So you were hungry then, all right? And what you were hungry for then is still carrying into, no, that wasn't December. January. The January moon, there we go. Sorry about that. Was hunger, was the wolf moon. The January moon was the wolf moon. Now we're moving into February, or we're in February, and you are moving into what you love. You are focusing on what you love, what you desire, what you want to create, what you want to cultivate, the passion that you have in your life. And this is saying, or the passion that you want in your life. And that's what you're hungry for. And what do you need to release in order to get that? What do you need to release in order to be inspired, to move forward in that passion, to move forward in that bounty? Because here, you're assessing your situation. You're looking at things and saying, what do I need to do? Well, your assessment is saying, look at the way that you're taking in other people's information. Look at the way other people's words are impacting you. And find yourself moving forward, not in their truth, but in your truth. It's kind of like, look at things, take them in, interpret them for yourself, and keep what resonates and let go of the rest. And that helps you look at the bigger picture. Look at the bigger picture with the full moon in Sagittarius, with the Queen of Pentacles, with being successful and prosperous and bountiful and having, absolute prosperity and wealth come into your life. As you do that, you hold to your vision and you see what you need to release in order to have that vision become your reality. And then you know that you're protected. You're protected from the overkill of the world. You're protected from the darkness before the dawn. Well, you're not protected from the darkness before the dawn. You embrace the darkness, and you know that you're protected as you move into the dawn. And yes, life is hard. And yes, it is overwhelming. And yes, there are a lot of questions and a lot of doubts and a lot of fears that are faced in life. But you move forward in your prosperity, in your grace, and in your determination. This leads you to the full moon in Aries, a fiery climax approaching as you take this leap of faith towards what you want to develop, what you're cultivating within your life. And as you take this leap of faith, you have confidence in your success. The confidence is key, the knowing yourself and knowing what you desire. And then you hold firm to your vision as you embrace this confidence. Now, your subconscious message for this whole entire reading is the Chariot. The Chariot is a Cancer energy, all right? A time frame of June 21st to July 22nd. But this is also you being inspired. This is you moving forward in passion, in creativity, embracing your heart, embracing what you love, embracing where it is that you want to be, confidence, determination, focus. There's also a sense with the Chariot, back in ancient times, the Chariot was they would have chariot races, which were like NASCAR races. Okay, they were dangerous, they were thrilling. There's a sense of you moving at speed towards what it is that you desire, but you have to be mindful of what you're putting into things and how fast you're going, and the risks that you are taking. And this is also saying that you are moving forward, holding a vehicle that put you above the rest, all right? Because when a charioteer charged into battle, it wasn't just the horses. It was the fact that he didn't have to worry. They would have one person kind of guiding the horses sometimes, and then a person with weapons, but also you could move faster. You could look at things more clearly. So you have that energy, you have that power and that truth really moving you forward. You're also going to be able to see deceptions. You're going to be able to see two-facedness during this time. All right? So trust in your intuition and trust in the inspiration Spirit is giving you. As you do so, you move into the new moon in Virgo, which says a time to give rather than to take. So the Virgo in excuse me, in March, the Virgo full moon is having a big impact on you. Even now, you're going to see what is it that you're going to take time and see what it is that you need to give rather than take from a situation in order to be inspired, in order to move forward. And this leads you to the power of your will. How strong is your will during this time? To really declutter, organize, and move yourself forward. And it doesn't mean cleaning house, though it could, but it means decluttering the mind, moving forward in your focus, and being an unstoppable force. This is you being unstoppable if you have the will for it. All right, Capricorn, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May you have a blessed moon, and I love you all. Bye.